This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, police are releasing new information about an investigation into a death in Bar Harbor. A little after 11:30 Sunday morning, Bar Harbor police were called to Des Isle Avenue for a report of a death at an apartment. Maine State Police responded to assist with that investigation. The body was taken to the office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Augusta, where an autopsy was performed on Monday. A spokesperson says based on the evidence, it does not appear that that death is suspicious. We'll keep you updated as we learn more information. Former President Donald Trump has officially appealed the decision from Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows that barred him from Maine's GOP primary ballot. The appeal was filed Tuesday afternoon in Kennebec Superior Court and claims that Secretary Bellows had no authority to consider the federal constitutional issues presented by the challengers. He also argues that she made multiple errors of law and acted in an arbitrary and capricious manner. Under Maine law, the Superior Court would have to issue a ruling on the appeal no later than January 17th. To read the full appeal, you can head to our website, foxbangor.com. On Thursday, a homicide took place inside Damon's Beverage on Jefferson Street in Waterville. Today, that store reopened its doors to customers. The person of interest, Spritel Hubiak, was found by police in Flippin, Arkansas on Sunday. Police say Hubiak fled from officers in his black Ford Taurus. The pursuit ended when Hubiak stepped out of a vehicle with a rifle in hand, police say, and an Arkansas law enforcement officer shot him multiple times. Right now, he's recovering from his injuries and is expected to be extradited back to Maine when he's released from the hospital. The new year means new laws are taking effect. One of those laws impacts the way insurance companies charge people seeking abortions. The new law, which went into effect on Monday, ensures women who seek abortion care with private health insurance coverage won't be charged a co-insurance copayment, deductible, or other cost-sharing fees before they will receive care. According to Planned Parenthood of Northern New England, costs can be a huge barrier to access for someone seeking an abortion. They say most employer-sponsored health insurance plans have a deductible of around $2,600 or more, and the cost of an abortion ranges between $500 and $1,000.
This law is a huge step forward in addressing the accessibility and affordability of abortion care in Maine. The high cost of abortion can be a huge barrier to access. So eliminating financial barriers to abortion is essential to ensure people get the health care they need and deserve. So this law means that Mainers with health insurance plans can get the abortion care they need when they need it without worrying how they'll have to pay for it.
She says insurance plans that are not regulated by the state, such as self-insured plans, would be exempt from that new law. 3 people are facing drug charges tonight after police investigated a tip about a person being held against their will. Kennebec County Sheriff's deputies responded to a residence at 1144 Route 3 in China. They found 3 people, but none of them were in distress or being held against their will. Lieutenant Chris Reed says a deputy asked for permission to check around the area and then found an unlicensed commercial marijuana grow operation consisting of 5 rooms. He says 970 mature plants and many seedlings were seized. 36-year-old Changgang Chen, 41-year-old Bing Zhu, and 43-year-old Aiken Chen have all been charged with unlawful trafficking of drugs. State police also conducted a separate bust at 2 other illegal marijuana grow operations today in the town of Belgrade. A spokesperson says around 11 a.m., troopers executed 2 search warrants at a home on Guptill Road and another on Point Road following multiple complaints. As a result of their searches, troopers seized 2,300 plants and arrested 44-year-old Wei Quan Chen of Massachusetts and 66-year-old Li Min Chan of Florida. Both were charged with illegal cultivation of marijuana and unlawful trafficking in scheduled drugs, and they were taken to the Kennebec County Jail. Anyone with information on this case is encouraged to contact state police at 624-7076. Governor Janet Mills, meanwhile, is responding to her initial claims that the National Weather Service failed to accurately predict and warn her about the severity of the December 18th storm. At her December 20th press conference, Governor Mills made the claim that the National Weather Service did not predict 60 to 70 mile-an-hour winds or 4 to 5 inches of rain anywhere in the state. Days later, the National Weather Service responded to the governor saying they did in fact predict and brief Maine emergency management officials for nearly a week leading up to the storm about the potential impact. At a press conference today, Governor Mills was asked about her response to the National Weather Service's statement.
Recent severe wind and rainstorm, along with major flooding, was devastating for so many people, so many businesses, so many communities.
The goal of the Maine Business Relief Fund is to provide some direct financial relief to help businesses clean up, restock, and get back on their feet quickly.
The severe storm on December 18th brought road washouts and
That officials from FEMA arrived in Maine today, and they'll be working with Maine Emergency Management Agency to officially determine the financial impact of that storm. And businesses affected by that heavy rain and windstorm may soon be eligible for thousands of dollars in recovery grants under the Maine Business Relief Fund. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard has details.
Recent severe wind and rainstorm, along with major flooding, was devastating for so many people, so many businesses, so many communities.
The goal of the Maine Business Relief Fund is to provide some direct financial relief to help businesses clean up, restock, and get back on their feet quickly.
The severe storm on December 18th brought road washouts and power outages that lasted for days, as well as flooding the Kennebec River has not seen in decades. According to Katie Dougherty, the executive director of the Kennebec Valley Chamber of Commerce, this storm impacted many businesses across the region.
Yeah, I mean, some businesses don't have insurance. Thankfully, a lot do, but I mean, they had to throw away. So a lot of the businesses have freezers and their supplies in the basement. That's all gone.
The Maine Business Relief Fund was inspired by similar efforts in Vermont that raised over $800,000 after their historic flooding last year. The funds are meant to help cover expenses such as replacing equipment, operating expenses, or assisting with cleanup efforts.
The valuable experience provided a very helpful template for the Maine Business Relief Fund.
We expect to be able to grant up to $10,000 that will depend on the funds that are ultimately raised.
The relief funds will raise the funds by individuals and businesses that wish to donate. Picard says they've established the fund under the Maine Business Education Partnership, which is a 501c3 charity, and donations are tax deductible. Dougherty says the fund should help get businesses back on their feet and hopefully prevent some businesses from closing.
You know, the Kennebec Valley region is a very tight-knit community, and they're also worried about their employees. So this fund is going to be a huge assistance, but the businesses are still going to be struggling.
To apply for financial relief or to find out how to donate to the fund, you can visit MaineBusinessReliefFund.com. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
And looking to the outdoors now, today a pretty calm day out there, but let's see what the coming hours have in store and take a first check out our forecast now.
All right, thank you very much. Your first weather is brought by Winterport Sheds. You need extra storage, a place to live, camp on your lot, a building for your pets. Find Winterport at the Bangor Mall, or of course at winterportsheds.com. Let's talk about temperatures today. A bit warmer, right? Yesterday had highs in the 20s, today back in the low 30s. Tomorrow, many of us are going to go for upper 30s, even a couple low 40s out there tomorrow. So there's a little bit of snow left in certain spots that will likely melt across our region tomorrow. There is a west wind out there today, gusting near 15 to 20 throughout the afternoon, making things feel a bit cooler. In fact, we had feel-like temperatures back near 20 throughout the day today. There are some clouds out there now. There could be a flurry out there tonight. Most of us stay dry completely. And overall, to the west of us, we have our next weather system getting in here. A piece of that there could bring us a little bit of light snow on Thursday. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies, low temperatures down near 20. Your full forecast is coming up.
Alrighty, Jeff, thank you. And coming up on ABC7 News at 6, Bangor City Councilors announce how they're planning to allocate their remaining pandemic relief funds. And a game warden shares some potentially life-saving tips for staying safe on frozen lakes and ponds. We'll have those stories and much more as ABC7 News at 6 continues.
I've been on both sides of the apprenticeship process as an apprentice and as the training director. As an apprentice, I know that it was a great opportunity and a great experience to go through the program And on the sponsor side of things, I know that it's a great opportunity for us to be able to grow our workforce as well as have control on the training portion to make sure that we are training the future that we need in the field. We could use a lot more licensed electricians in the state of Maine for all the projects that are happening.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole. With boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
At AAA, saving money means as much to us as it does to our members. Nikki saved her family over $450 by switching to AAA auto insurance. Marianne switched and saved $350. And Philip saved over $400. Now is a great time to review your auto insurance policy. AAA is here to help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Call 844-AAA Insurance or visit AAA.com for an auto insurance quote today. AAA, we're always with you.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, depend on the knowledge and experience of Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond's Home Planning Center will turn your ideas into accurate conceptual drawings, and 3D visualization is available. Your Hammond sales rep will prepare a materials list and cost estimate. And when you buy all of your materials from them, Hammond will refund all of your design fees. Hammond can deliver your order from any of their 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner since 1953.
Of course you're doing well. You're here on Wheel of Fortune.
Let's go win some money.
These contestants are going places. We're sending you to Aruba, Italy, Scandinavia. They're moving and shaking.
Let's go.
You could try to make it look a little harder. Getting it done. Can't you get one more? Yes. Yes. Here on Wheel.
The perfect place to be.
And this is it, right?
Right here.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
The Bangor City Council has coined 2024 as the year of housing, and city officials say that's how they plan to allocate their remaining federal relief funding before they reach the 2024 deadline. Our Grace Blanchard explains.
We now have $3.8 million approximately that has yet to be obligated.
Over the past year, the City of Bangor has allocated over $17 million to several community organizations through the American Rescue Plan Act.
If you make an investment, all tides rise, and that's what we want to do.
According to the city manager, the council has until the end of the year to obligate the remaining funds and are prepared to prioritize funding for housing solutions.
I would like to see the city step up and find some of the solutions on its own instead of always looking to the not-for-profits.
Those who have received ARPA funding, like the Together Place Peer Recovery Center in Bangor, have until the end of 2026 to utilize their funding.
Really hope we're able to find a building to satisfy the ARPA application and to expand. We want to find, the original application was to find a building that had 6 units in it that could house 10 people.
State Representative Amy Rader says the funding can only go so far to address the housing issues.
Concerned that the funding is not necessarily going to do anything to help our unhoused citizens because we're still waiting on that request for proposal for a study to determine what the needs are.
However, the city says they do plan to move forward with a Bangor-centered housing study and plan to continue searching for housing solutions well beyond the expiration of the ARPA funds.
Now it's okay. We've now established that housing is going to be our priority, so we ought to put our resources behind it.
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
As we head deeper into winter, the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife wants people to be aware that just because the temperatures might drop below freezing, it doesn't mean the ice is safe to be on. Our Doug Banks spoke with a Maine game warden about what people should know before stepping out on the ice.
Maine is comprised of over 6,000 lakes and ponds, but not every one of those is ready to be stepped on. Pushaw Lake being one.
This year we got snow before we really had good ice pack, so that affected it a little bit. And then we get the warm weather right around Christmas right behind it that melted a lot of our ice.
For those eager to get out on the ice, Maine Game Warden Aaron Rideout says to never go out on the ice alone and let others know where you'll be and what time you're expected to be home. In case of an emergency, bring a cell phone, warm clothing, and tools that'll help you start a fire. And bring an ice auger or a chisel to check the ice frequently so you won't find yourself in a dangerous spot of ice. And according to Rideout, that is
anywhere where there's darker, slushy colored ice. That's ice that's not as structurally sound, and also anywhere where there might be moving water, whether that's an inlet, an outlet, or possibly a spring hole where water will be moving.
Rideout says the ice you want to see is clear, light blue, and with minimal air bubbles. If that's not below your feet, it's better to stay on shore.
Keep in the back of your mind that going out on the ice can be dangerous, and just make sure that you're prepared.
In Glenburn, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Still ahead on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll introduce you to a pair of local farmers operating with an emphasis on sustainability. And in sports, Maine men's hockey is ranked 7th in the nation right now, and they're on a 6-game win streak. How newer faces have contributed. Stay tuned.
Finding the right health insurance can be, well, stressful. Between feeling invisible in the eyes of big corporations and wondering if you can afford the coverage you need, it can make even your best days feel uneasy. But when you join Community Health Options, you have real Mainers in your corner, people who know how hard it is out there and put your needs over their profits, giving you the freedom to focus on what truly matters in life. People over profits. Now that's a novel idea. Enroll today at healthoptions.org.
What I've learned over my 17 years in pharmacy is that every medication has the potential to affect every person differently. That was evident with my own mother. The medications were hindering her ability to think quickly. It did feel a little premature to stop driving, but it was the right thing to do. My message to Mainers would be never doubt the potential side effects. Talk to a loved one about your ability to drive safely.
First words out of his mouth was, "I'm here to cut more trees."
Did he tell you which trees he wanted to cut?
A house-sitting son was on the case.
I said, "Do not do anything until you hear from me."
But there was no stopping this eager gardener.
I happened to look out and I said, "Oh my God, he's cut the trees down." I said, "What did you do?" "I told you to wait."
You didn't wait.
Next, Judge Judy.
Tuesday at 5, only on ABC 7.
You're not going to want to miss this.
Jeopardy, like the Everest of trivia.
Spit and truth therapy.
You gotta feel smart. If you wanna look smart, do smart, be smart, think smart, talk smart, get smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
What is Equus?
Nitroglycerin. Avignon.
Hyperglycemia. You got revenge on that category.
I sure did.
You got to unleash the power.
Woo!
That's the path to Jeopardy success.
You know, I like that, yeah.
Yes.
This week at 7:30, only on ABC 7.
The apprentice program is learning while doing, but also acknowledging that people can't learn while they do with no money. The other important thing to understand is that with our partnerships with SMCC and USM, we've made a commitment that the college tuition for the courses is free to participants. And you have an ability to mold those individuals in a way that you know they're going to be successful and ensure that the work that they're doing is high quality work. It's not just sort of learning out of context. It's successful for the whole person.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in Bangor, located in the Penobscot Plaza, providing custom ink by licensed artists for more than 20 years.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with Maine men's hockey. The now 7th-ranked team in the country continuing their role over the weekend down in Dartmouth, winning the Ledyard Classic. Their wins over number 18 RIT and Dartmouth in the final, marking their 5th and 6th wins in a row. Junior forward transfer Harrison Scott was the tournament MVP, while freshman Sully Scholl scored 2 goals in the final. Over their streak, skaters other than the usuals like the Nadeaus and Lyndon Breen have been coming up huge, something that has proven to the team just how good they are.
It's nice when, a guy gets a hat trick or whatever in a game, but at the same time, it's not going to happen every night. So knowing that, we have 4 lines of guys that can play and hopefully 6 or 7 D, and that's what good teams do.
For us to win a couple games where we don't, have to pitch in 1 or 2 goals, that's the reason why we're winning so much this year and why we're so consistent. That's kind of what I think separates us from other teams.
The Black Bears will have their final 2 non-conference games Friday and Saturday when they host Colgate. The focus now shifts to getting as high a seed in the Hockey East tournament as possible, and the team is committed to approaching every single game in the second half of the year with a championship mindset.
Just sticking with the process that we've been doing, and again, just not being satisfied and not getting complacent, and knowing that, other teams are coming for us, but also we're trying to strive for more here.
I think it's just, learning to play championship hockey. Every night there's going to be a team putting up a good fight. We got to push them Dartmouth and RIT, and, we kind of just outlasted them, and that's just kind of what we're going to have to do every weekend.
Okay, now to some news out of Herman High School. The school's set to open their brand new track this year, and some help from a local business looks to help it be a top-class facility for years to come. The Danforth family, owners of Danforth Supermarket in Herman, announcing they are making a significant donation and providing naming rights to the track. The Danforth's donation ensuring money continues to roll in to help with future upgrades and maintenance. Danforth's general manager Brett Danforth says the decision to help out came down to more than just Herman athletics.
I think it's more so us wanting to give back to the community. A track facility is something that everybody of all ages can utilize, not just the athletes at the school. Yes, middle school and high school will be able to compete and have competitions and have proper practice facilities, but the track is also going to provide a place where everybody, senior citizens or working age people, can go and have a safe place that has a nice, consistent surface to walk on and try to live a healthier lifestyle.
Love that. Now let's go to the New England Patriots. The Pats will return to practice on Wednesday as the Pats get ready to host the Jets on Sunday in what will be their final game of the season. They're coming off a 27-21 loss to Buffalo. At 4-12, the Patriots will finish up with their worst record since the 2000 season. Head coach Bill Belichick's first in New England. Earlier Tuesday, Pats defensive coach Gerard Mayo talking about how despite the tough season record-wise, the team continues to show fight week in and week out.
One thing I did learn this year is just the resilience of the people in this building, whether you're talking about players or coaches. The resilience is definitely a reflection of the top with the Kraft family and also Coach Belichick. And I didn't appreciate that as much until he went through this year. So it's one thing I learned.
Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. Here's your full 5-day forecast.
All right, thank you very much. Check out these high temperatures today, back up in the low to even a few mid-30s out there earlier. Overall, though, warmer temperatures arrive for us tomorrow, followed by a cold front getting here on Thursday, and likely cooling us off big time Thursday, Friday, into Saturday. All right, for today, though, we're warmer than we were yesterday at this time, about 7 degrees warmer. So the atmosphere is getting warmer out there today. We will do this again tomorrow, followed by the cold front getting in here later tomorrow, more so on Thursday. The wind out there now, it shifted a bit, right, out of the west, southwest throughout the afternoon. That ushered in those warmer temperatures across our region, well above average high temperatures today and tomorrow, back near average temperatures on Thursday, Friday, into Saturday. All right, going forward, though, it's going to feel a bit cool out there again tonight. We have that kind of gusty west-northwest wind switching out of the west later on this evening. That could give us feel-like temperatures back near 15 to 20 overnight tonight. All right, so the cold air is kind of flirting with us right now. Right, we'll get a taste of that most likely on Thursday into Friday with high temperatures back in the 20s. But overall, there's no real cold stuff on the way for us anytime soon. This right there has potential, but likely not until probably a week and a half from now to move into our area. And that could bring us cooler temperatures then. Until then, though, likely high temperatures in the 20s to 30s around here. So the little snow we have out there now, we're going to melt all this stuff, right? With temperatures in the 30s, even 40s out there tomorrow. And there's not a lot of snowfall in our forecast for us anytime soon. There is some cloud cover out there now. It's not a big deal at all. Overall, partly cloudy skies tonight. We'll call it mostly clear or mostly sunny skies for us tomorrow. There's a little system over here, though. There's that front, right there. That could easily bring us a couple areas of snow showers on Thursday. It won't be an all-day snow. It could easily give us, though, a quarter, maybe a half inch of snow on Thursday. And then behind that, though, not much going on until later in the weekend when a series of systems out here to the west of of us, that could bring us some more weather later Sunday into Monday. Until then, though, just a little bit of snow in the forecast for us on Thursday. Let's walk you through it. So no issues tonight. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Here we are tomorrow morning. Again, partly cloudy skies across the region. Tomorrow evening, same story. And here comes that front, though, later on Thursday. Here's Thursday now. It's going to come right through here and easily bring us a dusting of snow on Thursday afternoon. Going forward, though, snowfall-wise, looks like this. So again, we're not talking a lot of snow. I'm going to run this through basically Thursday afternoon. And again, maybe a quarter to a half inch of snow across our neck of the woods. Our forecast then tonight, though, is lots of clear skies out there. It's a partly cloudy skies. Low temperatures down near 18 with a southwest breeze around 5. For tomorrow, lots of sunshine tomorrow. Some clouds in there, too. High temperatures reaching for 40. If we get more sunshine tomorrow, we will have high temperatures up near 40 with that west wind around 5. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows tomorrow 38, Thursday 34. That's the cold front coming through. Some snow showers in here on Thursday. Look what happens Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Cooler high temperatures back in the 20s.
All righty, Jeff, thank you. And more to come after the break. Stay with us.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
With the University of Maine System Education, graduates are soaring to new heights in careers that improve all of our lives. UMS graduates are working in our woods, preserving these giants for future generations, providing life-saving care to our most fragile, and shaping policy to advance democracy for all of us. The University of Maine System, setting students on the path to success.
My uncle was a commercial fisherman, so grew up going fishing with him. And I found this apprenticeship program that seemed to have a lot of room for growth. You get to learn more. I applied for that, landed at Ferta Farms. The owners are great, laid back, but we get our work done.
You'd have someone make a 2,000-hour commitment to you, and you, in turn, make that commitment to train them. With Matt's help, I think we could double the size of the farm. I don't know of any other way that we could provide it without the apprentice program, you know.
Huckleberry's Card and Gift has a wide selection of puzzles for the entire family. Local items, including raised mustard and scone mix from the Scone Goddess, jewelry, town signs, coffee mugs, and much more. Located in front of the Breward City Hall.
With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 most watched newscast across all of television.
Order in the court. Just tell the truth. Everybody's telling the truth. This is a weird case. What y'all want? You must be out your mind. You a gangster? Guilty. I've gotten over the flattery part. I'm here to do business. I am a judge. It sounds funny when I say it.
Welcome back, and finally tonight, even though there are fewer farms in operation in Maine than in years past, farming is still a viable way to make a living. No one knows that better than the owners of Ash Hill View Farms in Carmel. That's where Ken and Nathan Sweat have been raising European red deer for consumption. The duo say raising and growing their own food helps them and many others provide for their families. Our Jody Hersey shares more.
Red deer are not native to Maine, but they are one of a handful of livestock the state of Maine allows farmers to raise.
Red deer is a subspecies of elk. They're larger, doesn't have the gamey taste of whitetail. We started out with 8 in 1992.
Ken Sweat and his son Nathan own and operate Ash Hill View Farms in Carmel, where approximately 100 red deer roam on 496 acres.
It's just a very hardy animal, and it seems to be able to handle our main environment quite well. We're going to probably try to keep a herd of between 150 and 200. That's the amount that we have for the land that's fenced in, and that's a manageable amount.
While male and female white-tailed deer are known as bucks and does, the Sweats say male and female red deer are called stags and hinds. The Sweats raise both genders until they're approximately 3 years of age, and then these animals are used for venison meat. That meat is then sold directly to customers or at the European farmers market right here in Bangor.
We go just with the standard tenderloin cuts, then down through the back straps and medallions, and down to hamburger and stew meat.
Nathan Sweat is preparing to take over the farm and really wants to encourage and teach others to embrace being self-reliant and sustainable.
I'm going to try to diversify a little bit to be able to remind people that we can take care of ourselves and that we actually have to have a need to remember to take care of our neighbors. That's the way that Maine always has been, and I want to make sure that continues.
In Carmel, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Really cool story right there. All right, well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be right back here for ABC 7 News at 11. Have a good night, everyone.